Hello there and welcome back. Tonight we will gently explore the comforting world of In-N-Out Burger's simple menu, inviting you to drift off into a soothing slumber as we quietly delve into the nutritional science behind those familiar burgers, crisp fries and fresh lettuce wraps. Let us take a moment to settle in, allowing our minds to wander softly, imagining a calm, minimal space where the warm glow of a soft light illuminates a simple countertop. We set our gaze upon a neat row of In-N-Out's classic cheeseburgers, carefully prepared with fresh buns, bright lettuce leaves, a slice of tomato, a crisp onion, and a lean beef patty topped with melted cheese. There is a certain serene beauty in the uncluttered nature of this restaurant's menu. From the day it was founded, In-N-Out has kept its offerings minimal and focused. Perhaps that is part of why so many people find comfort in it, a short lineup that is easy to follow, with no giant list of complicated items. Yet, despite that simplicity, there's a fascinating interplay of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates that come together in each bite. As we float into this gentle discussion, let us reflect on the chain's most iconic item, the cheeseburger. A typical In-N-Out cheeseburger features a single beef patty, real American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, which can be served fresh or grilled, and the house spread on a freshly baked bun. Nutritionally, it is generally moderate in size, offering a protein level that hovers around 15 to 20 grams from that single beef patty, though exact values can shift a bit, depending on the precise portion of beef, the cheese slice, and any extra condiments. Protein is a key macronutrient we need in our daily diet, and the single patty helps deliver a foundation of essential amino acids that can play a role in muscle maintenance and other bodily processes. The protein, of course, pairs with a certain amount of fat. Some of that fat comes from the cheese, which contributes a distinct richness, and the rest arrives via the beef patty itself, often a blend that includes a moderate level of fat for juiciness and flavor. In many fast food burgers, the patty might be prepared with various preservatives or additives, but In-N-Out is famous for its approach to freshness, a deliberate choice that aims to keep the overall taste noticeably different from the norm. Their beef arrives without having been frozen, handled with care to maintain flavor, and the cheese is real American cheese rather than a processed substitute. The chain is known for its unwavering commitment to freshness. Buns are delivered frequently from local bakeries, produce is purchased regularly, and potatoes for fries are cut in-house. This attention to detail all contributes to the distinct mouthfeel and texture that people often describe as both classic and comforting. One of the highlights of exploring the In-N-Out menu, and what makes it so interesting from a nutritional perspective, is the optional protein-style burger, where the bun is replaced by large, crisp leaves of lettuce. This can significantly lower the total carbohydrate load of the meal, forgoing the bread entirely, and letting the diner focus on the savory flavors of beef, cheese, onion, and tomato, all neatly wrapped and tucked into vibrant lettuce. For someone who is watching carbohydrate intake for personal dietary reasons, or simply wants a crisp, lighter alternative, the protein-style version can be a gentle adjustment, as it shifts the macronutrient balance, generally reducing carbs and slightly lowering overall caloric content while preserving much of the protein. It is a delightful alternative, providing that fresh crunch without sacrificing the primary flavor essence of a burger. Meanwhile, if you prefer the classic route, the bun itself will introduce a moderate dose of carbohydrates, typically from refined wheat flour. That refined flour has a simpler carbohydrate structure, meaning it tends to be digested somewhat quickly compared to whole grains, but it's precisely that softness in the bun that many enthusiasts describe as part of the signature comfort of an In-N-Out cheeseburger. The chain's signature spread also introduces some fats and tangy flavors, with a gentle mixture reminiscent of mayonnaise and relish, providing some sugar content and extra calories, yet also balancing out the savory components. As we drift onward, we can imagine that neatly arranged lineup of single cheeseburgers, double doubles, and even triple stacks. The double double, of course, doubles up on both patties and slices of cheese, thereby increasing the protein content to somewhere around 30 or more grams, depending on the final combination of cheese and beef. This also lifts the total fat content, as each additional patty contributes more of that essential macronutrient. While it provides a bigger intake of amino acids for those who might crave a heftier protein portion, it also raises the overall calorie count for a single meal. Nonetheless, for many fans, the difference in flavor and the creamy, satisfying layering of melted cheese between two patties is part of what made In-N-Out so famous in the first place. The interplay of protein and fat in these burgers can be quite satiating, helping people feel pleasantly full. Still, mindful eaters might appreciate that portion sizes can be adjusted, with a single burger or a lettuce wrap fulfilling one's cravings without necessarily leading to an overly large fast food meal. Continuing our gentle journey, let's talk about the quality of the produce, a topic that may not always receive center stage. Indeed, In-N-Out is well known for crisp lettuce leaves, onion slices and tomatoes that are brought in daily, ensuring vibrant coloration and a certain fresh snap in texture. From a nutritional standpoint, those fresh vegetables, although not enormously high in calories, do bring some micronutrients. Lettuce and tomato offer a small boost of vitamins such as vitamin C, vitamin K, and a bit of dietary fiber. Onions can yield a range of beneficial compounds along with a subtle sweetness, especially if they're grilled lightly to release a softer flavor profile. While these vegetables may not transform a burger into a salad, they do add a layer of nutritional support to the meal. The synergy of these basic components, fresh beef, melty cheese, crisp veggies, and a soft bun, makes In-N-Out feel almost homemade, an impression which has contributed to its allure over the decades. It is worth noting that, compared to many other fast food chains with expanded menus, In-N-Out places a strong emphasis on just a handful of core items, preferring to sharpen and refine those recipes. Now let's drift over to the fries, those slim golden strips made from freshly cut potatoes. In-N-Out's fries often differ from other popular fast food establishments due to the chain's practice of cutting them on site and frying them in 100% vegetable oil. The simplicity of this preparation resonates with their broader theme of fresh, unprocessed ingredients to the greatest extent possible. Potatoes are naturally a source of carbohydrates, potassium and some vitamin C, though much of that can be sensitive to heat and cooking. Of course, frying in oil adds extra fats and calories, making fries a more energy-dense accompaniment. However, because they're made in-house without excessive additives, they're generally favored by devoted patrons who appreciate the short travel time from potato to fryer to tray. If someone wishes to moderate their intake of carbohydrates or fats, they might share a single order of fries or opt to reduce the portion size, as even those small decisions can influence the overall macronutrient balance of the meal. For a more minimal approach, one might forgo the fries entirely, selecting a single burger or a protein-style burger, if that better suits personal dietary goals. The beauty in In-N-Out's menu is that sense of customization, allowing each guest to decide what ratio of ingredients works best. You could add extra onion or ask for your fries to be lightly cooked, well done, or anything in between because of the chain's willingness to tailor orders. From a nutrition standpoint, Customization can mean controlling levels of sugar in the spread by asking for lighter sauce, or controlling salt intake by moderating certain additions. Another interesting aspect of In-N-Out is that they use real ingredients for their shakes, but that of course leads to the presence of higher sugar content, saturated fats from dairy, and extra calories if one chooses to pair a shake with a burger and fries. For those curious about total daily intake, that combination could easily surpass the recommended calories for a single meal, but for others, it might be a sweet treat or an occasional indulgence. The important element is that In-N-Out remains straightforward. They do not mask the fact that their shakes contain ice cream and real flavoring. This transparency can help create a sense of trust in what's being ordered. Continuing our leisurely exploration, it is intriguing to note how In-N-Out, despite being a well-known fast food brand, manages to hold such a loyal following with minimal marketing glitz or promotional gimmicks. For many, the constant presence of fresh ingredients equates to a certain intangible sense of wholesomeness, even though, at its heart, the menu is still built around beef, cheese, fries, and shakes, indulgences to be enjoyed in moderation. Compared to some chain offerings that rely heavily on processed, pre-packaged items, In-N-Out invests in fresh produce, which does set it apart. In mindfulness of nutritional science, the key differences revolve around limiting food additives, offering more straightforward macronutrient compositions, and paying attention to portion sizes. If you consider that each single cheeseburger offers a balanced combination of protein, carbs, and fat, it's a fairly complete macronutrient set, even if it might be slightly heavier on fat. Meanwhile, the lettuce wrap version shifts that ratio, potentially amplifying the sensation of cleaner eating for those who prefer fewer refined carbs. Since we are quietly drifting through these facts in what might feel like a dreamlike realm, consider how your own choices at In-N-Out might reflect a personal approach to nutrition. Some people might choose a single burger with extra veggies, skipping the cheese, thereby reducing saturated fat and focusing on the protein from the patty. Others might consider going for a full double splurge if that fits into their overall intake for the day, embracing the expanded protein content and savoring the flavor. The wonders of this chain lie in its customizability and simplicity. It's not an endless array of complicated sauce-laden items, but a few building blocks that can be adjusted to taste. Scientists and nutrition experts might point out that one meal alone does not define a diet, but rather that balanced eating patterns over time are what matter. In-N-Out can fit into various lifestyles, as can most meals, if chosen with a thoughtful approach and balanced with other daily dietary decisions. There is no sweeping health promise to be made here, of course, because burgers and fries still contain a meaningful amount of salt and saturated fats, but the freshness focus and a short ingredient list might provide a slight edge for those seeking a more transparent fast food experience. We might think about the synergy of prime ingredients, the texture of a fresh bun, the lean protein in the patty, the crunch of a crisp lettuce leaf, and the sharpness of onion. All these components contribute to a robust mouthfeel and can lead to a certain sense of satiety, especially when accompanied by a small portion of fries for a pleasant carbohydrate complement. This synergy continues to fascinate, as the human palate relishes that combination of protein, fats, and starches. In In-N-Out's protein-style offering, the visual transformation of a burger without the bun can be striking. The vibrant green lettuce wraps around the patty, cheese, and tomatoes, creating a layered effect that some find delightfully unique, making them feel as if they've stumbled upon a neat compromise between a burger and a salad. The resulting macronutrient balance is adjusted, with fewer carbs and a slightly higher ratio of protein and fat, and there may be a sense of crispness on the outside in place of the typical soft bun. That gentle shift might appeal to those who want to reduce their refined carbohydrate intake, or it might simply be a refreshing change of pace. Meanwhile, you might also encounter the idea of adding extra grilled onions, or ordering a burger animal style which includes mustard grilled onto the patty along with extra pickles and caramelized onions. Though that approach can raise sodium levels, it's a demonstration of how you can tailor an innout burger to align with personal preferences, making each order an expression of individual taste. From a nutritional standpoint, that might mean an incremental boost in calories from the additional spread or onions, but it also introduces a new depth of flavor. Perhaps in this lullaby-like narrative, it is worth noting that each ingredient, from the allium sweetness of onion to the tanginess of tomatoes, contributes not only to taste but to a cascade of textures and subtle vitamins. The modest sprinkling of salt can help highlight flavors, though it also reminds us that in fast food, sodium can often be higher than the daily recommendations if we go for multiple items in a single meal. Thus, some people might pair their burger with water or unsweetened tea to keep the sugar and salt impact more balanced. Others who want a treat might enjoy a small soda but could moderate the size. All these small adjustments can influence the way Innout's menu fits into a day's nutritional puzzle, and that puzzle is perhaps one of the reasons the menu's simplicity resonates with those who yearn for a more direct approach. We see the burger's components, we watch the fries get cut, and we know the shakes are made from a short list of ingredients. Over the years, loyal fans and newcomers alike have noted that the chain's approach to quick-serve meals stands out as a comforting constant. There's an almost nostalgic element in how an Innout location feels. That sense can be reinforced by the smell of fresh potatoes sizzling in oil, the gentle hum of conversation, and the anticipation of receiving a warm, freshly wrapped burger. From a purely nutritional standpoint, while no one would classify a burger and fries meal as an enduring staple of a strict health-focused diet, it can be part of a varied and balanced approach to eating, provided we enjoy it with moderation and mindfulness. Modern nutritional science suggests that, unless we have specific medical conditions or dietary restrictions, an occasional indulgence enjoyed without guilt can fit into an overall pattern of balanced eating. Another point worth noting is how In-N-Out's portion sizes generally remain a bit more modest compared to some fast food brands that have upsized sandwiches into towering stacks or introduced extra large fries. The single cheeseburger at In-N-Out, for example, remains relatively concise, not overwhelming in size, which may help moderate total caloric intake by default. The straightforward nature of the burger also lacks layers of processed sauces, bacon, or artificially flavored toppings that add more complexity to the ingredient list. For those who crave a juicy taste balanced by crunchy toppings, one cheeseburger might be entirely sufficient to quell a midday or evening hunger pang. We can also consider the difference in taste and nutrient composition that arises from controlling the time between preparation and consumption. Most In-N-Out locations are known for cooking the patty and assembling the burger almost immediately before handing it over the counter or drive-through window, limiting the time it sits wrapped up. That short flight from grill to table helps preserve some of the succulent textures and flavors, while also providing a sense of freshness that can be missing in some microwaved or heat lamp-kept fast food items. Nutritionally, there's a small advantage in that fresh produce tends to retain more of its vitamins the less time it spends in transit or under artificial heat. Although the difference might be modest, it helps keep the entire experience a bit brighter and more appealing. If we turn our gaze to the synergy of macros again, protein, fats and carbs, we can marvel at how basic it all seems, yet how satisfying. Protein helps us feel satiated, fueling muscles and bodily functions. Fats, whether from cheese, beef or the frying oil for potatoes, provide a dense source of energy and help carry flavors through the palate, giving that satisfying mouth-coating sensation. Carbs from the bun, the potato fries, or even the small amount in the tomato or spread bring a quick energy source, balancing out the meal. Combine these with the small but relevant vitamin and mineral contributions from lettuce, onion and tomato, and you have a synergy that meets many of the flavor cravings that fast food aims to satisfy, yet with a measure of transparency and straightforwardness. In preparation, if you reflect on how this chain compares to a typical fast food meal with a processed patty, heavily preserved cheese, or mass-manufactured fries, you might appreciate that each step from the cutting of potatoes to the layering of fresh produce is visible or easily inferred, giving a sense of familiarity and comfort. In a world of expanded menus and limited time offers, In-N-Out keeps the same core items at the forefront, winning over fans who appreciate consistency. That approach also makes it simpler to gauge nutritional intake if you choose to analyze your meal, since the variations are minimal and the ingredient list is short. In our relaxed state, slowly drifting in this nighttime reflection, it may be soothing to recall that we do not need to fret about every detail of a single meal. Instead, we can rest assured that enjoying a visit to In-N-Out or indulging in a burger from time to time is part of life's small joys. The chain's formula: fresh beef patties, real cheese, crisp produce, custom fries, and a shake or a simple soda if you wish, opens a window for both indulgence and mindful balance. The protein style might be interesting to try purely for the new texture and taste, even if you are not specifically avoiding bread. Ordering a single cheeseburger instead of a double-double might enable you to sample the fries as well without pushing your meal into an overly heavy range. Some choose to split the fries with a friend to keep portion sizes in check. Others might occasionally indulge in the entire burger, fries and shake combination as a satisfying treat, acknowledging that variety is part of our culinary landscape. This mindful approach can bring a gentle sense of acceptance, removing the worry that sometimes surrounds the topic of fast food. As you imagine the calm ambiance of quietly nibbling on a hot fry or savoring the first bite of your burger, you might feel the comfort of simple, well-seasoned food in an environment that has not changed drastically decade after decade. In-N-Out's loyal following might stem from nostalgia and trust just as much as from the taste itself. There could be a sweet memory of family road trips or late-night stops with friends, which, as many would attest, can be part of why the chain resonates on a deeper emotional level. Nutrition extends beyond merely counting macronutrients. It often includes our emotional and social connection to food, which can be just as essential in the grand scheme. Now, as we close in on the final moments of our tranquil exploration, let your eyelids grow heavy with the weight of these serene thoughts. Picture that iconic In-N-Out logo glowing softly in the distance, the hum of a quiet kitchen, the hush of a sparse dining room late in the evening, and the faint aroma of fresh fries that drifts through the air. Consider the moderate energy content of a single or double burger, the variety of customizations that can gently shift fat and carb ratios, and how the chain's focus on fresh, minimal ingredients sets it apart from many fast food places. In your half-sleep, you might find comfort in knowing that while these items are still fundamentally indulgent, they are built from a relatively simple foundation: pure beef patties, basic seasonings, crisp veggies,
slices of cheese, bread from a local bakery, potatoes cut on site, and shakes made with real ice cream. There is something warm and reassuring in that knowledge, a kind of clarity that can accompany you as you drift off. Like a light in the distance, the notion of comprehending what's in your meal can bring mental ease, letting you release the day's cares. For now, allow the gentle hum of your own breath to guide you toward rest. Lay aside any concerns about which meal you might choose the next time you pass in and out. Let these neutral reflections be simply that a comforting lullaby of everyday science, nutrition, and the unassuming joy of fresh, straightforward food. Thank you for joining me on this peaceful wander through Innout's Nutrition Facts, where we discovered the subtle ways protein, fat, and carbs dance among the simple, iconic burgers, fries, and protein-style wraps. With that, I bid you a warm and restful night. Sleep well, and until next time, good night.